Saint Francis de Sales, a sage and saint for our times. Today, we reflect on the life and legacy of a remarkable man, Saint Francis de Sales, a saint not only of the past but a guide for our present times. In an age filled with confusion, speed, and struggle, his gentle wisdom continues to offer hope, direction, and profound peace. The first point for our reflection today is his historical moment living through upheaval. To appreciate his greatness, we must understand his times. Born in 1567, Francis de Sales lived through the Renaissance. The cultural movement emphasized human potential and achievement, leading to advancement in art, science, and literature. The Reformation, a religious upheaval which challenged the authority of the Catholic Church, leading to division within Christianity and religious conflicts which tore the Christian world apart. The Counter-Reformation, the Church's internal renewal as a response to the Reformation, and the French Wars of Religion, marked by deep conflict and bloodshed. Amid these turbulence, St. Francis de Sales emerged as a beacon of hope, offering a message of love, reconciliation, and holiness that transcended the divisions of his time. He stood like a candle in the wind, offering calm and clarity. The second point for our reflection today is the sage practical wisdom for all people. Francis was not only a man of holiness, but of practical wisdom. His writings are still read today because they are simple and accessible. He wrote in plain, beautiful French that anyone could understand. Practical. He taught how to be holy in the daily duties of life. Universal. He insisted that holiness is not just for clergy or religious, but for everyone, including parents, students, farmers, and workers alike. His classics, The Introduction to Devout Life and the Treatise on the Love of God, are timeless guides on how to live with faith, love, and purpose. The third point for our reflection today is the saint, a life radiant with virtue. What made Francis de Sales a saint was not only what he taught, but how he lived. His heart was filled with love for God, visible in his every word and deed. He was known for his gentle love for others, even those who opposed him. His humility shone through his accomplishments. He was patient, persuasive, not forceful. And his zeal for souls never faded. He was made a doctor of the church in 1877, honoring his profound contribution to Catholic theology and spirituality. The fourth point for our reflection today is why he matters today. Why does Francis de Sales still speak to us in the 21st century? In an age of secularism, he reminds us that faith belongs in daily life. In a world of division, he invites us to embrace compassion and dialogue. In a time of anxiety, he teaches us to trust God. Amid materialism, he points us to deeper spiritual values. His example encourages us to live not only holy lives, but also human lives, lives full of kindness, courage, and meaning. The fifth point for our reflection today is Salesian spirituality, a way for everyone. Here are some hallmarks of Salesian spirituality that are especially needed today. First of all, holiness for all. Francis emphasized that every person is called to sanctity, regardless of age, job, or vocation. Secondly, spirituality of the everyday. He found God in ordinary life, in cooking, walking, working, and resting. Thirdly, the little virtues. He urged us to be gentle, patient, humble, and kind, small virtues that transform communities. Fourthly, the primacy of love. At the core of all holiness, he placed love for God and for others. Fifthly, gentleness. He said, nothing is so strong as gentleness, nothing so gentle as real strength. Sixthly, hopefulness. Francis was an optimist. He believed in the good that God was working, even in the worst situations. The sixth point for our reflection today is a master communicator for the modern age. Francis de Sales was a pioneer in communication. Long before social media, he was a spiritual influencer. His approach included knowing his audience. He adapted his message to each person, building relationships. His writing was warm, personal, and full of goodwill. Thirdly, clarity. He used simple, graceful language, not flowery or complicated. Fourthly, authenticity. He lived what he preached, making his message credible. It's no wonder he is the patron saint of Catholic journalists, writers, and communicators. The seventh point for our reflection today is practical advice from a saint. What might Francis tell us today if he stood among us? Make time for silence and prayer. Amid the noise, find God's whisper. Be mindful. Notice the beauty and grace of each moment. Embrace simplicity. Resist the allure of materialism and embrace a simple lifestyle focused on essential values. Forgive others. Don't carry bitterness, but free your heart, offering forgiveness and compassion to those who have wronged us. Serve others. Reach out to those in need, offering practical assistance and emotional support. Seek guidance. Find a trusted spiritual guide to help you navigate the challenges of life and grow in your relationship with God. These aren't lofty ideals. They are doable, daily choices that can lead us to deeper joy. To conclude, walk with St. Francis de Sales, walk with Christ. St. Francis de Sales is not a distant saint locked in stained glasses. He is our companion, our guide, and our inspiration. His message is gentle but urgent. Live with love, walk with God, be holy where you are. Let us learn from him. Let us imitate his gentleness, his peace, his trust in God's love. In doing so, we not only become better individuals, we become instruments of peace in our world. As Francis himself once said, be who you are and be that well, so that you may bring honor to the master craftsman whose handiwork you are. Live Jesus.